Hey guys, Ken Kaplan here, and I thought I'd take this opportunity on this cold winter day to take a ride up to the Fox Hill Tower, and here we are. What a beautiful, crisp, cold day, and I'm taking the FXR out for its maiden voyage after we just went right through it. What a fantastic piece. This is a 1984 FXRS. This is a long travel machine. This is the one everybody wants. It's the FXRS or FXRP in 84. Had the long travel forks, triple disc brakes, long travel rear suspension. The shocks that are on here are the same length as stock. They're 12.5 inch. We just put these on here. The bike comes with the stock shocks, but we put these brand new Drag Specialties gas emulsion shocks. They're a huge improvement over the stock ones. Bike is 100% bone stock, except for the custom paint job on it, black with the custom Harley Davidson logo on the side. It has a mural on the side with the little Yosemite Sam style dude there, custom graphic on there. But so the paint job and the rear shocks and the exhaust system are the only items that are not original on this bike. Everything else is original. The turn signals, all the reflectors, the original chain drive with the chain drive cover, the wheels. It has the factory Ford controls on here. It has the stock mid controls. Again, long travel suspension, triple disc brakes, FXR frame. Considered to be the best performance Harley frame ever made by Harley Davidson. Even eclipses the new Dyna series that was discontinued in 2017. Most of the club riders, all of the serious MCs, there's like a cult following on these FXRs. The guys that do, the stunt riders that do the stunt riding on the FXRs, this is what they run. They run the same exact bike, the FXR. Matter of fact, if you watch our videos, we actually interviewed the Harley Davidson stunt riders we had at our event at opening day, and they agreed that the actual FXR is a better bike for stunt riding and sport riding than the Dyna. The chassis is a little bit tighter. It's got this triangulated piece right here, less flex. The backbone is a little sturdier, and Harley stopped making these because they're more expensive to build this way, and they wanted a more traditional styled Harley design. So enough talk, let's fire it up, take it for a rip, back down to the shop, fires right up. Bike's just been completely serviced. It's had the gas tank cleaned, the petcock replaced, the carb was rebuilt, all new fuel lines, brand new battery, has the original 80 Cubigen Super Glide cover. The brakes were serviced, brand new shocks. It's got a new battery on it. It's got the we also the stock original handlebars and tack and speedo, mirrors, levers, everything's 100% bone stock. Something you're not going to find too often on a 35-year-old motorcycle, especially a Harley Davidson, one of the most highly modified motorcycles made. So it's got all the stock running gear on it, pegs, all the tins are the original tins. Definitely a cool piece. If you read the NADA value on this bike, it's obscenely high. They've actually got this down at $17,000 in #1 condition, which I believe is a little optimistic. However, if this was original paint, original exhaust, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see it bring in the teens. But as soon as you paint them, that reduces the value a little bit. But you know, to each their own. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But 17,000 is NADA #1 value. The real street value of this bike is probably about half of that. So we'll let the market determine. The speedometer on it has a police logo on there. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Harley Davidson police speedometer. So this may have been originally a factory produced police bike that they sold to the public. I bought it from the second owner, so I don't know the exact history of it, but he had owned it for, you'll see on the title, for over 20 years, and didn't ride it that much. It's only got 13,000 miles. I can tell you straight up, these Evolution motors are absolutely bulletproof. One of the best Harley designs ever made. And it sounds awesome with the drag pipe on there. Nothing like that sound when you let off the throttle. Just awesome. Handles great with the gas shocks. Awesome dampening, nice and firm. Perfect for two-up riding if you're going to ride your girlfriend on the back. It's got the factory rear pillion pad, factory passenger pegs. So brake system's on point. Has the drilled rotors. All the brake pads around, all the way around are 90%. The tread on the tires is 80%. So the tires and the brakes have plenty of life left in them. The original mirrors are beautiful. You see there's no vibration in the mirrors as I'm riding along here. So indicating the motor's well balanced. It's got good compression. He went through, changed all the fluids in it. We did the equivalent of a 10,000 mile service. The engine oil was changed. There's 3 types of oil in an Evolution motor. It's got the of course, the engine oil. Listen to that motor. Just beautiful. The engine oil, the primary chain case has its own separate oil, and the transmission. Speaking of which, the transmission shifts as nicely as any FXR I've ever ridden. Definitely a low mile bike that hasn't been abused. So back to the 10,000 mile service. Every fluid on the bike was changed, including the fluid in the brake system, the DOT5 brake fluid, and the primary chain was adjusted. Again, carburetor rebuilt, tank cleaned, complete fuel system reconditioned, all new lines, brand new battery. Every light on the bike works. The turn signals work. The high beam, the low beam, the neutral indicator, the high beam indicator, which is, you know, for a, let's see, that makes the bike what, 84, 91, 35 years old, and every light on it works beautifully. So that's a very good sign. The only thing is that it doesn't have is a horn, which is kind of ironic because my 87 FXR does not have a horn on it either. So that's why it came to us, and you can put one on there if you want, but I guess with an exhaust note like that, you don't need a horn. Someone gets in your way and just do that. Loud pipe saves life, baby. Again, these big twin motors. I have a friend who's got an 86 in a Heritage Softail frame. He's gone over 200,000 miles on that bike without having to replace the motor. He's chained all the gaskets on it and done a set of pistons and rings, but it's an original motor and transmission. So pretty remarkable what these Evolution motors are capable of. The lifespan of them is pretty fantastic. If you don't abuse them, you take care of them. Even if you do abuse them, like our friends, the wheelie boys, the stunt riders that ride these bikes in the stunt show at the museum here, they beat the living shit out of their bikes. I'm talking bouncing off the red limiter until the rear tire explodes beating on it, like to a level that is just, it's just ridiculous. And they hold up under it, and they ride wheelies all the way up the street on these FXRs. The kids today have taken it to another level, a whole other level. Before I bring it in, hold on a second. It's recording, right? I better be recording, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, good. So I just took a ride up to the tower on this. Listen to this. Want to roll it in for me so I get a look at it? Bring it in. Just a beautiful machine. Before I forget, what's that? Bringing it right out here for a second. You can shut it off anytime I want to smoke you out. It has the not only the long travel suspension, triple disc brakes, but it also has a Screaming Eagle fork brace on the front, black, to match the nitrogen Drag Specialty shocks. These shocks are $270 from Drag Specialties, $300 set of shocks. Again, the rear tire tread is 90%, as is the front tire tread. And what'd you say? Good. Yeah, we're recording. That's okay. So yeah, just a great running bike. The drag pipes sound awesome, especially on a deceleration. Hey, who is this guy? Who is this guy on the side cover here, Chuck? Chuck.
What the hell?
Oh, that's a Tasmanian devil?
Tasmanian devil?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, man. you uncultured.
I haven't watched TV in a long time. You know, too busy riding bikes. What do you think, Chuck?
I think it's a good example of our early model FXR.
In fact, this is the first year of the Evolution FXR.
Sounds a lot like my 03 Sportster. That was all hopped up with a
Yeah.
High compression.
Yeah, it's got so this is last year's Shuffle was 83. That was the first year FXR, I believe, was 83. The 84 FXR was the first year of the Evolution motor, and also the last year of the chain drive. And this is an enclosed chain drive, which we just serviced. It's an oil bath chain drive. So when you look in the expansion cover, you'll find the chain is bathed in oil, and it was perfectly adjusted when we got it, which is an indication the previous owner took good care of it. But that's a unique feature you're not going to see on most FXRs, you know. As far as the exhaust goes, I prefer a thunder header rather than the drag pipes, but to each their own. All the club riders, the serious club riders, most of them run thunder headers.
drag pipes. These have a nasty backlash. It sounds sick.
Yeah, if you're not looking,
that with a thunder header.
yeah, if you're not, you won't get it with a thunder header. And if you're not gonna, you had drag pipes on your Sportster, right?
Yeah, it sounds sick. Yeah, it's a head turn.
That was a 1250 NHRS big bore kit that ran like high 11s in the quarter mile. Oh, hey, the other drag Sportster's almost done. I just got I got a Bassani pipe. Yeah, we'll be doing a video soon. It took us 2 years to build it. We just did a frame up on a rigid mount Sportster with a 1250 big bore kit and Bassani pipes and a 6-inch stretch. So that thing's going to be nasty. But what do you think, boys? Pretty nice, huh? Drag pipes sound sick, don't they? This has what's called a stage 1 kit. The top end on it is original. The top end's never been cracked on this thing. It only has 13,000 miles. Ironically, it's not leaking oil anywhere, which is a really good sign. From the top end, it looks perfectly dry. But the stage 1 kit includes an opening, it's a free-flowing air filter and a different backing. It uses original air cleaner outside, which makes it look original, but it breathes a little bit better. So all it is an intake and exhaust. That's a stage 1. So the ignition is original, the cam is original, the carb is original. So it's a 100% bone stock 35-year-old Harley motor, which is something you're not going to find. And I'm 6'2". I love the highway pegs. You put your feet out on there, stretch out the bars. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. We took the bars off. The original rubber dampeners in the bars were a little loose, so we put a brand new set on here. So these are rock solid. They're rubber mounted, but it feels like they're rigid mounted. The original ones were a little bit loose. And again, look at the police logo on the speedometer. 13,074 miles. Just a beauty. Someday it'll be just like this Indian over here. It'll be a classic. This is an 84, and that Indian right there is what is this? A 46. So eventually it'll be an antique like that. It's not too far off now. It's 35 years old. So fires right up. Again, brand new battery. All the little idiot lights work great. Just what do you think, Botch? Hey, Botch, come here. Tell this camera's on. What do you think of that sound of the engine?
It sounds like fire.
Ha ha!
Fire and thunder combined.
Sounds like fire and thunder combined. That's awesome. I don't know if you can pick him up on the mic here, hopefully, but so Botch gives it the fire and thunder approval. I've ridden a lot of FXRs. This one's definitely tight. All the bearings feel real tight on the front end, the rear end, the wheel bearings. It's not a bike that's been played out. It's low miles, 13,000 miles. So a great starting point, or just leave it alone and ride the wheels off of it, or take it and make it your own like most Harley people do. So good luck bidding on her, and God bless America.
I got it for you, Ken. Thanks for watching, guys.